What up, what up, what up? Pseudoscientist extraordinaire, Ben Streamin Lowkey here. Pleasure to have you on the stream. Excuse me while I adjust focus. I want you to be able to see me ever so nicely and ever so clearly. Happy Easter to you. Happy Ramadan if you are so inclined. Thanks for joining in today's stream. Today's title, it's Pseudoscience Saturday. If you haven't heard, Saturday it is, and I'm all about pseudoscience. And the hottest topic, at least on my stream or my news feed on YouTube, or recommended videos on my feed, is evolutionary psychology. Reasons why we do things, working through childhood trauma, and just understanding our psychology and the reasons why we do what we do and feel what we feel. So, uh, I want this one to be, what are you hurting from? I was out last night and I met somebody new, and he was spending money. He was spending money on the, how can I put this without getting my channel flagged? So he was spending money on a waitress, and he was tipping and tipping and tipping. And I wondered why he was tipping so much. And I feel deep down there's something he was hurting from. And she happened to be the trigger for it. Whatever it was about her, whether it was her particular ethnicity, size, shape, or her look, there was something in it that spoke very directly to a need he had. Perhaps something broken, or perhaps a perception of femininity he always thought he needed in his life, and she scratched that itch. And for a moment, I saw a lot of myself in him, in that he's hurting from something, and this particular person was able to quench that need, and she required finances for such, and that is a very dangerous situation to be in. Somebody else once told me that you need to heal certain things that you think you want now. You don't actually want. You're doing it out of hurt. I spoke about it on a previous episode. It's when I talked about one day owning a Ferrari. And he said, what is it that you even like about Ferraris? Do you currently need a Ferrari? All you need to do is go from point A to point B. You're not a race car driver. You're going to spend most of your time in the shop fixing it. You just want it for your ego. You want it because it appeases some perception of a success that you feel you need to embody. This narrative that for you to finally have reached a point where you own a Ferrari, you'll only be worthy. You'll have arrived. And that's not the way to live life at all. The journey, mastery of your journey, is ideally what you should push for. That is should come way in your mind before ever acquiring a Ferrari or any other sports vehicle or something of that sort. You don't need those things. You need to heal. You need to find what's hurting you and address it, so that you're not always walking around in this state of emptiness. It's almost like your love bucket, if I can call it that, has got a hole in it and it empties itself, because it can never be satisfied, because deep down you feel unworthy. Deep down there's something that you're longing for that does not exist, that's not real. And you're using or hiring different actors to play a certain role that you've written into this narrative, this story of your life that should not be there. When you have people who are genuine and real and supportive of you, who genuinely want to be there, you won't have these massive leeches in your life that are draining you and sucking away energy. So, in this particular episode of Pseudoscience Saturday, I'm no psychologist, but deep down, uh, what I feel from what I've studied is that a lot of people are hurting and coming from a sense of unworthiness that needs to be addressed, and we need to find its cause so we can truly be free and liberate ourselves to live lives not in this constant state of needing a particular want desperately met, because it's bottomless and it always needs a refill and a bigger refill each time, and it becomes addictive in a similar way that substance abuse comes from, as Coach Corey Wayne says, a lack of feeling, people not feeling through a certain emotion that they're trying to avoid and trying to replace everything with dopamine or serotonin, which is not the way you can go about living your life. So again, just to reiterate and drive the point home even more, what is hurting you? First, address it, analyze it, and see the best way to cure it. Don't try and medicate it with all the wrong things that just exacerbate it and make it a lot worse. Anyway, that's my topic for today. Please let me know what you thought about it. Did it go over heads a little bit, or was it just a bit abstract to what I usually do? I'm very curious if you have gotten over something that hurt you psychologically. How did you address it? What were some of the things that helped? For myself personally, keeping myself busy, exercise, healthy eating, and just new activities helped a lot. But also having to address it face on, understand it, and know what its symptoms and how to um, correctly deal with them. It is an amazing thing because these days in the world now, they seem to prescribe the same sort of treatment for all these things of no, just go to the gym, grind hard, I get more money. But sometimes some of these psychological things require you having to talk it out with people, understand your brain, and really speak to a professional sometimes. And I can't stress that enough. If you got anything away from this channel, it would be that particular thing as well. Reaching out to get the correct help to solve psychological issues is yeah, it really is life changing. Anyway, that's today's topic. It's been a beautiful Saturday. I want to thank you for watching this channel. I personally appreciate it so much, and I'm always going to be looking for great new interesting topics I couldn't put on. You have an amazing Easter, and I will see you soon.